it's live. And just...
We're live.
We are live. We are really alive because we just got out of our pain pond.
Pain cave.
The pain pond.
We just did ice baths, cold plunges.
Yep. It's been really good. I'm on almost 2 weeks. Every single day. Starting to get the whole crew involved. Hopefully get this weekly, multiple times a week. Part of the lifestyle, the culture of Bump Coffee that we talked about in the previous episode, which was the health, the
health and wellness side of things.
Active lifestyle.
Well, you guys were talking about when I showed up. You guys were talking about your wellness center that you're gonna start.
Are we allowed to talk about that right now?
It's proprietary information, but it does have to do with the Bump Coffee. So
Okay,
yeah.
Budget is not a thing. What are you guys doing for the Health and Wellness Center?
Budget, not a thing.
Budget's not a thing. I mean, it's definitely a warehouse that has an awesome coffee shop in the front, so you get that reoccurring revenue right there, and you got people coming in, get coffee. You have cold plunges. You have sauna. You have a curated curated fitness area that is all functional, not too much of some machinery, but not too much. Did I say sauna already? A lap pool, because I like to swim, so I'd want some sort of swim training involved. So the idea is to have somebody that can pay monthly for multiple things, whether it's you pay $25 a month and you get unlimited ice baths, so those people can come in before work if they just want an ice bath. If they want from that all the way up to the full program, where it's like maybe they get the ice bath in the morning before work, lunchtime they come and they do a training session with the sauna, and then in the evening they come back and do maybe a pool or whatever it is. But being able to have that whole, because that's like the dream, is the ice bath, and then go on, get a coffee, go to work, after work or midday, come back, get a good workout, get into the sauna, get the hot treatment, pool, weights, sauna, get another something, maybe they get there's some sort of smoothie or I hate a smoothie bar, but some sort of replenishment that you can get right then and there as well.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wish if there was a smoothie bar, I wish they would make 2 smoothies.
Yeah.
At home, I just make a blueberry smoothie, frozen blueberries, like a chocolate protein, whey protein, creatine, whole milk, and that's it.
Yeah, something
Super
very
simple.
Not like a smoothie
And it's
bar.
$7 rather than 14.
Yeah, it's like, hey,
Yeah.
here's after your workout, here it is, and then even before too, so you don't have to go home and buy all these fucking supplements and keep at your house and not know when to take them. It's like you go to this place in the morning. All right, you're gonna take creatine 3 times a day or whatever it is. Boom, you get that in your system in the morning. You go in the afternoon, right before your workout. During your workout, you get your electrolyte mix if you're gonna do an endurance training that day, or after your workout, you get the same thing. So then you go home, you don't have to think about nothing. You know what I mean? You go to the place and everything is taken care of there, which is also creates the the need to have to go to it. So it's more of
100%.
you got to come here because we got everything here. We got your supplements here. We got your training. We got your heat. We got your cold. We got everything you want.
One-stop shop. Yeah.
What I've actually realized recently is
Do it tomorrow.
I'm literally so down. I was thinking about this all day yesterday, and then literally told it to Ryan today, and he was like, "I was talking about that yesterday too."
we need to get MP in the mix because he's all about the Zen Den, dude.
Yeah.
He's all.
He was asking us. He's like, dude, why don't you guys put some in the warehouse and charge all of us buddies, and we'll pay fucking $100 a month to go use this gym that you guys build up.
Honestly, that would be kind of the sickest thing because then it's you're there with your buddies. It's people you know. There's a little community. The thing I hate about going to the gym is there's a lot of times there's people you don't know, and it's just can be awkward or.
That's
just
why
weird or super who everyone's looking at each other trying to fucking. I don't know. I don't like
that's
that
why
vibe.
I think the curated, it's not just a gym. It's a specific lifestyle or program. So it's going to bring in those specific people. It's not like
Yeah.
open gym for whoever that want
Right.
to lose 10 pounds for summer. It's like this
Just
is a
wants to do an
lifestyle.
elliptical. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
A full-on program that people are going to live by daily. I mean, that's a dream. Dude,
Yeah.
to be able to hit every single one of the heat, the cold, the training with the supplementation and like the refuel.
I like the idea of having something where it's like you go every day and it kind of builds in the discipline, because that's the biggest fucking thing, is the consistency and the discipline of you know, the physical fitness aspect of it, the mental aspect, like doing the, you're not going to get any benefit from doing a cold plunge one time in your life.
Yeah.
Right? You have to do it like consistently over an extended period of time to really actually reap the benefits. Same thing with working out. It's like you can't work out once a week and expect that you're going to get fucking jacked.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Or like stretch once a week. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, you might actually benefit from stretching once a week.
Yeah, stretching
but-
maybe more so.
But
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, it's like if you could have a place where people felt comfortable and like there was like these things that made them want to go, that brought them in, that would help build up the discipline.
Yeah. And yeah, it's more of like a community aspect too, like Ryan was saying too.
Yeah.
Like I go to Choose Fitness and it's like I just go to the gym, I'm in and out, and that's it. Like I'm done.
Yeah.
I do my workout and that's it. Like if I had a place where it was like, oh, I'm going to the gym, and it's like I'm also gonna grab a coffee, and I'm also gonna grab a smoothie, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna see my homie
Yeah.
and like do something else and talk about this and like do a lap in the pool, and like you can, and people would spend so much time there, and you would be able to like it would be so attractive for everyone, and in this area too. Everyone likes to do stuff like that. Like why not?
And
you
they
know?
do it now, right? But it's like, one, it's the other thing would be super reasonably priced.
Right.
Not just trying to take advantage of the fact that, oh, well, this is the market. Like, I would want it to be
Right.
as cheap and as affordable so people can actually do it.
Mm-hmm.
Where you go to some of these other gyms and they're like, oh, it's this much, and you get all these classes. 90% of the classes, you're like, I don't want to fucking do those.
Yeah,
but I'm
that's
like
so
paying
true.
for them, so that's such a good benefit. It's like, nah.
I also like the idea of like limiting it, like capping the amount of people that can go.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Like Marcus, like he's like not about trying to have fucking 400 people be a part of his gym. He's like, fuck that. I mean, he's upper level in terms of like it's gonna cost more money,
Yeah.
but the people that he has in his little community over there, like they want to pay because of like the protection from it being overly crowded,
Yep.
right? And like you guys said, it's like people want to be around other people that they know and they feel comfortable around, and there's mad respect amongst everybody, and everybody knows each other, and you just feel comfortable and good about going, and it's consistent. I think that that's like kind of the vibe.
I mean, right off the bat, I know I could put on a list 10 people that would be willing to pay $100, $150 to go to that place that we just talked about. You know what I mean?
Definitely, yeah.
Without the coffee shop aspect. The
Yeah.
coffee shop is one to, depending on how it's set up, like
Yeah.
financially, you get people to come in there, buy coffees, and like not too built out, but just like
Yeah.
a place to go and visit and kind of be a part of the regimen. Because in the morning maybe you don't have your coffee then. Maybe you have it after you get the fucking ice bath going.
Maybe you have a bump coffee smoothie after your cold plunge. You know.
So then it mixes it. You got
Yeah.
you got your nutrients plus
Yeah.
your caffeine,
Yeah.
and then
All
you're
in
good
one right there.
for the day.
I think that what we're talking about is we're talking about a country club that is not golf. It's fucking centered around, you know, actually up in San Francisco they have the Olympic Club, which is like it's a fucking like
Sorry, look at that outfit.
the outfits, baby.
No, look
Yeah, you two are
Oh.
totally matching.
Funny how that goes.
We talked about in the first episode, the tough thing about doing business with your friend is you guys, if you think too similar.
I'm going green.
Well, that was actually the episode that we didn't publish.
Oh shit, that was a good.
we
thing.
ran
Yeah.
like 3 episodes,
Did you guys?
episode 1s before
Yeah.
the first one, because fuck, we'd never done this before, so we were like, oh well, let's do a couple and then get used to like fucking holding a microphone and
Yeah.
shit like that. It's
Yeah.
like, I don't know, it's kind of weird to do it,
It is.
you know.
Yeah, I agree. No, literally the best podcast. I was telling Trevor is like when you're just sitting with your boys and just talking, like you would normally talk, but
Yeah.
there like so happens to be a microphone, You
That's
know, like it's
exactly
just
how
being
it is.
recorded, but it's like you just talk about the stuff you're gonna talk about anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Well, before we were all talking, and I was like, "Fuck, I need to set the
Yeah,
shit up so that
yeah.
we can get this all on get it recorded." But
Yeah.
okay, speaking about health and wellness, have you guys tried
I was gonna bring that up.
You
barefoot
just got those, right?
barefoot shoes? Well, I've had the Zero shoes for a little bit.
Those took like 6 months to get. Is
These
that
are
the
the
one that you're talking
Vivo.
about?
These are the Vivo barefoot, all weather, whatever, fucking trail runner shoes. And I ran in them yesterday. The first time I ran the hill on the Costa, and normally when I run in regular shoes, like even ultras, like my legs just feel like not like they're burning from like a workout. They feel just like they're getting fucking destroyed. From the pounding, where this forces you to be on your like balls of your feet and your toes and shit. And
How does your arch feel?
my feet feel fine because I've been wearing barefoot shoes for like 6 months, so my feet are adapted. And I went from whatever shoes I was wearing before to ultras, which have the wide toe box and are zero drop. And then I went to the Zero shoes, which are, still same thing, zero drop, wide toe box, but like very thin, like maybe I think they go by like millimeters, so maybe like a 4 or 5 millimeter like sole. And so my feet have adjusted to basically walking around barefoot, and I've ran a couple times in those, and every time I feel so much better. Like something, I don't know, say a 3-mile run in normal shoes would make my legs hurt so bad, especially my knees. Running in these, I feel like I just got like a good ankle calf workout.
Wait, so those different situation than ultra?
Very much. Yeah,
But there's-
ultras are like normal shoes, but just zero drop, which means that the back, like your heel, isn't elevated above your toe.
Yeah.
So like, I guess for me, I've had knee surgeries and shit. Or I've had knee surgeries and shit. I've had knee surgeries and whatnot, so my knees are just like, there's fucking issues that I have, like torn meniscus and shit. So all the pounding, like all the heel striking, just kind of wears on my knees.
Yeah.
Or just in general, I think. I mean, anybody that has like knees or hip issues should probably look to the foundation of your feet.
For sure.
I mean, our feet have like 108 bones or something like that in them,
Mm-hmm.
with like all the tendons and cartilage and shit. They're meant to be worked, They're like, we have evolved to be like on the balls of our feet, and like this is the first spring. The ankle situation is like the first line of defense to everything else. So I don't know. They feel fucking good. Like I said, I ran in them yesterday, and I was a little skeptical at first. They kind of look funny, but then I don't know. I kind of like the vibe, dude.
I think they look cool.
That's
I
my
like the wide
security in
foot.
case you ever come to my house. Wolfie on security.
Get 'em, Wolfie.
But yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to try those out. I've been looking at them too, but
What's the ordering process? These are the ones you have to wait from Europe?
Well, they ship from, I don't know, the UK or Australia, or I don't know, something. And I bought them like right after. Well, actually, Taryn bought me some ultras, and I was running in them, and I had ultras for like a couple of years now, and I was like, these just suck. And I had the Zero shoes, and I had ran in those a couple of times, and I never, like, in the middle of my run would be like, oh, this sucks, like my fucking legs are killing me right now. Like that would never happen when I was running in the barefoot shoes. And then I would go back to the ultras and run in those, and it just didn't feel like good. And so I actually returned the ultras, and then I bought these instead.
what are the ultras? Ultra Boost, like the Adidas ones?
No, like Ultra is the name of the shoe. Like I had the Lone Peak.
I've never even heard of them. Yeah.
6 or whatever.
ALTRA, right?
Yeah.
Ultra.
Ultra.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Damn.
So I
Yeah.
don't know. I would definitely, if you're interested in like health and wellness and shit, like you might as well explore
Yeah.
all the fucking aspects of it, right?
Yeah.
Well, because it's like that's another thing. It's like a collect. Wellness isn't just working out at the gym. It's a collection of, like, it's a bunch of components throughout your life that you put together for wellness.
Yeah.
There's like, which learning about therapies like cold therapy and heat therapy and on top of, before growing up, we only knew training and protein powder, dude. Right?
Yeah.
That was wellness.
Yeah.
Then it's like, you got diet, you got different styles of therapies now, you got yoga, you got meditation, like all these things. And then that's just activities. Then you have stuff of, you know, that are going to help those things optimize, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like if you're a runner and you're doing running training, then obviously you're going to start looking at your foundation, which is ground up, so you can start working on figuring out something for your feet.
Yeah.
And then so on and so on. So the whole wellness thing is definitely just a whole package, which is brings us back to the wellness center would be the whole package wellness center.
Yeah.
Like that would be insane.
Be so sick.
So our next bump coffee shop might have a wellness center attached to it.
Might be a whole block at this point.
If we find a spot, find us a spot.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
What I think, like Ryan and I we played football together when we were younger, so we would like literally work out every single day in high school at a gym. Like we get done with school, if we didn't have football practice, like in season, we would get off school, go to this gym, work out, and then I would drop them off at home, and then I would go home.
Yep.
So we like had this routine for basically 3 years in high school of either in-season football training, practice and whatnot, and weight training and all that shit. And then off-season was, you know, in the gym lifting weights, and then we had track.
Yep.
And then, but like in 2004, you know, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, right around in there, like all this new health and wellness information wasn't like prominent. We didn't have podcasting. There was nobody actually speaking about this stuff. And honestly, who knows if people were like even getting this deep into what we're talking about nowadays. I mean, I'm sure there were, but it wasn't like mainstream.
Yeah.
But like recently when Ryan and I went bow hunting last year, like leading up to that, like it kind of got me in the mindset of like, oh fuck, I gotta practice, like I gotta like train for something again, because the last thing you want to do is like spend all this money on your equipment, spend all this money on traveling to get out to Colorado where we went, you know, spend all this money in your deer tag or your elk tag or whatever, and then you get there and you're like unprepared physically and mentally, and then waste everything, right? So then naturally you're like, okay, I want to prepare. So I started like looking into, okay, how much do you need to be able to carry in your back? What kind of training does it look like? All this stuff. And you get boots and all this stuff. And then after a while I was like, fuck these boots. And then, so this is kind of where the path started to go, like looking into like shoes and
the barefoot thing.
all this stuff, because I had issues when we went out there. I'm like, well, mainly it was my feet got wet. But then that kind of just made me start doing research about like boots and whatnot. And then I started learning about like the stiffness of your shoes and how that affects things, and like why you might want a stiff boot versus a flexible boot when you're carrying weight and da-da-da-da. And then I started to think about, what did fucking Native Americans wear? Right? Like,
They wore nothing
yeah.
except to cover their nuts. Serious.
Yeah, that's true.
Barefoot.
Yeah. So,
Or maybe like little shoes to just
Something.
protect their feet from getting ripped open.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
as for supports, now this also goes with, they didn't, did they not have the technology, or did they not just want it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Were they not able to, like, they had no choice, so they had to go barefoot? Or was it like, they could have created something, like they're creators then, they could have figured it out? Which one?
Maybe
which
they
one was
didn't
it?
care. Maybe I feel like their feet got so leathered too, dude. Like they were like, you didn't even need shoes.
And
back
also, they weren't thinking about shoe
Right.
performance. They
then.
were
Ow, my
like,
foot.
they're like, eat, live,
yeah,
breed.
yeah, yeah, literally.
So exactly. So I get into this mindset of like, they were the most savage, expert hunters, warriors, and they were doing it, essentially barefoot. And how could they walk or run like all these miles with weight and be proficient in killing and, survive for thousands and thousands of years like that? and we're over here running around in like insulated boots with all this protection and da-da-da-da, and our feet get cold and wet and we're like down for the count, or like we get a blister and we're fucking out.
Man.
So I don't know, it just kind of made me start to like really do all the research. And dude, I'm telling you, I feel like I have just like that. Yesterday was the first time I ran the hill in, I don't know, maybe a month and a half.
Yeah.
And usually if I don't run it like pretty consistently, it's a pain in the ass. Like, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, that hill can definitely get your ass.
It's
that
2
thing will
miles.
beat you up, dude.
It's 2 miles from like the road to the top, and it's pretty fucking relentless in terms of like there's always a grade that you're going
It'll
up.
let you off a little bit and then boom, back up,
Right back
let you
up.
off. It's probably one of the best like hills with rest periods and hill, you know what I mean, inclines. It's pretty built.
Yeah, so what I was gonna say is like usually it's my legs that are like, fuck, this is like shitty.
Yeah.
Yesterday it was my fucking lungs that were just like my legs were pretty fine. And I think it has to do with the fact that I was running more on the balls of my feet.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think it's pretty interesting.
It makes sense. Also, like all the shoes, like running shoes, you see the Hokas that everybody wears? They have like 3 inches
They got foam
of foam on them. And it's like you're not even running on your feet at that point, I feel like. Like I've had some cushiony shoes, and same kind of deal where my feet will start hurting, and I'm like, what is going on? And then just recently I got a pair of Brooks that are like thinner. They still have some cushion, but they're thinner than what I'm used to, and it feels so much better. Yeah. And it, like even some people that I follow that I've listened to, and it's like strengthening your feet and stuff like that. Like the first thing is like get out of those shoes that you can't even feel your feet that you're walking in. Yeah. You know, like these built up shoes that you're like, it's not natural. Like your feet are what carry you around. Yeah. You know?
Well, we weren't born with shoes, right? So like, are we even supposed to be wearing them? Okay, speaking of feet, did you see the photo that Nathan Florence put up?
Oh, well, I saw it from Mark Healy. He posted of their foot or something like that.
The photos of Nathan, Ivan, and John, and then Matt Miola sent him a photo of his feet, and they're like full on caveman feet, and it's fucking badass, dude. It looks like they could grab something.
Dude,
it looks like a monkey, like
They literally
monkey
look like
feet,
hands.
dude. It's badass.
You could tell none of them ever wore like soccer cleats or football cleats,
shoes,
or any shoes in general. Like nothing that constrained. They are so.
Well, seriously, it makes me think of like, especially Matt Miola, because that dude lands these crazy fucking airs and shit. He's probably grabbing onto the board with his fucking toe, you know?
Dude.
I don't know. It's wild.
So,
respectable ones.
So, are the the dirty hippies that walk around barefoot? Are they onto something?
I know, fuck.
We might have to give them something. We can get. They might be onto something.
But are they thinking about it as that, or is it like I just shouldn't be wearing clothes?
It's just more rebellion than science, or no?
Or it's another thing. Laird Hamilton, in one of his books a long time ago, he said he likes to be barefoot as much as possible because lightning strikes the earth 70 times a day or something like that. And he's like, and I want to feel that energy. Now, that's Laird being Zeus.
Zeus Laird, yeah.
Zeus.
Yeah. Father
over
Laird.
in Kauai, of course you want to be barefoot on the land over there. Here, it's like, this isn't the most barefoot-friendly area, but there's things that are all part of these components to build a wellness package around your day, around your life.
Are you hinting towards some ancestral tenets there, Rob?
No. Nah,
Fucking
that
Liver
guy's
King,
gone,
Liver
bro.
King is fucked.
That
Liver
guy-
King is so fucked.
No tenets.
I ain't gonna lie, I was on it.
tenets.
I am
Trev
still.
was hard on
I
it.
still am on it. I think that what he talks about is fucking legit. I don't think anybody's gonna deny that like what he's actually saying you should do is good for you. Yeah. The problem is that he just fucking. It's like, all right, dude, you got caught. Yeah. Now fucking relax and just be a normal person. Yeah. Like, stop trying to be the fucking roid monkey. Mm-hmm. You know, like.
Yeah, he's just like, his delivery now is just. Before it was okay because it was truthful. So it's like, wow, this guy. Now it's fake. Now it's like, dude, just shut up.
And it was fun to watch. It was like watching a skit, and it was like, okay, all right, you can play around with it. But
did you see the thing where little Hasby Hasbulla.
Oh, this is ass.
Said, I'd rather take a photo with a dog.
No, no way.
He came over and he was like, come here, Liver King. And Hasby, in translation, now who knows if that was the actual translation, he just looks all pissed off and says, in whatever language he speaks, what is he? He's like
Russian? Is he Russian?
Yeah, but it's like a different...
I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyways, he said, I'd rather take a photo with a dog, and walks away.
Okay, speaking of Hezbollah, would you go to Russia?
With those guys, absolutely. I would go train with those.
The Full Send guys just went to
not
Russia with them.
jiu-jitsu or anything, but I would go train.
They went to Dagestan or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know, dude.
What'd you say?
Would you go? No, I mean, just would you go to Russia?
Just like to go for fun or? Like,
Yeah,
I would go with them, not like I would go with Khabib and.
Oh,
and,
dude,
like,
if I could walk around with Khabib, I'd go anywhere.
I would go with
Khabib's
that.
like royalty over there, you know.
I wouldn't go by myself.
Yeah,
Hell
no, I don't think I'd go by myself.
Hell
God
no.
forbid you have something on you that you're not supposed to. Like,
Yeah, like
dude, what's her face?
Who?
Yeah,
Griner or whatever.
yeah, Brittany Griner.
Who was it?
She had basketball player, WNBA. She had like a little weed pen on her or something. She was in jail for like a year.
Good for her ass.
I mean, dude, you got to be a fucking idiot to go to Russia and try to smoke weed.
Yeah, I mean, you have to know.
Like, I won't even. To me, it's even weird to have weed in Mexico.
Oh yeah.
I mean, granted, you're gonna be able to pay somebody off probably and get out of it, but still, it's like
That's just opening the door.
Russia is like such a that's a political ass thing. It's like, why the fuck would you subject yourself to that bullshit? You know?
Dude, I wouldn't even jaywalk in Russia, dude. That would like.
No, you
nothing.
can't. You can't do nothing.
Yeah.
The only way I
Can't
would
do anything
go
over
is if
there.
I was like homies with somebody that was homies with Putin, because then you're like good. You know what I mean?
Then you know you're. Yeah.
But who the fuck is homies with Putin? You know?
Donald Trump.
Apparently,
And
right?
probably the Full
Or
Send
so he
guys. They
says.
will probably
Full
get
Send
it.
guys
They
for
will
sure.
probably get an interview with him somehow. Somewhere.
They do the fucking best interviews. I think that their shit is so funny.
Yeah, that is crazy. YouTube got them down though, right? Or no? Or just the Steve guy?
Steve will do it. Yeah.
YouTube cut him. But
Which guy's that?
Steve will do it.
Steve,
Is he like
bald? Is he bald?
No, no, no.
No.
He's just like the crazy dude that would just
Always
he
fires it up?
Will do anything.
Yeah, he started off like eating and drinking, whatever. Kind of like Shoe Nice. Remember Shoe Nice?
I don't know who that is.
You know Shoe Nice?
No.
Do you know
Which
Shoe
one's
Nice?
that? No.
Holy
Is
shit.
this on the Full Send?
No, dude, this is like OG Full Send. Like this was like a guy like who's probably, I don't even know, maybe in his 60s now, but he's like this crazy looking dude who would go on camera like in OG YouTube days and take like a full bottle of Jack Daniels, like put a straw in it and just chug it back. And like that was the only videos he put up, and he was like, Shoe Nice here, chug it, and then like the camera would end. And it was like every day, dude, he would do something different. Like
He
would
drank a bottle of Jack Daniels every day.
like I don't know if it was every day, but in the videos, like it was every single video was a new type of liquor,
Oh my god.
and it was full handles that went down in like 10 seconds. Dude, he would eat like non-edible things. Like he would eat crayons. He would eat like glue.
Shoe Nice.
Dude, you have to look up Shoe Nice.
What the
on
fuck?
YouTube.
This
Shoe
is like
Nice?
unforgivable. You remember that?
Yeah.
The dude in the forest who would say all that crazy
The
shit.
early YouTube days were fucking funny. You could get away with anything.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. Russia would be fucking wild. The Full Send guys are. That's pretty wild. Like, yeah. I don't know. The only way I'd do it, I think, is same situation, like having a connection over there. Speaking of that, I was watching. There's this. I don't know if it's new, but there's like this series on Netflix, I think, with like Grant Twiggy Baker and I don't know. They do like a couple episodes, and this one in particular is about like big wave surfing in South Africa, and they go onto the west side of like South Africa. Dude, it looks so fucking sick over there. It's like lush green jungle with like these peaks in the background, and it's like, dude, you're like, this is the fucking beginning of like mankind, you know?
Yeah.
It's fucking wild.
Sharks are huge.
Yeah, but it's like,
big
it's
sharks.
just fucking deserted on the west side right there in South Africa, and it's like, I don't know. You guys got to check out photos of it. It's fucking dope.
What about, have you guys seen Chris Hemsworth Limitless?
No.
I
You
don't
heard
think
about
so.
that?
Is it a show or a
It's
movie?
a docuseries.
No.
And Chris Hemsworth is doing. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, I know Chris Hemsworth. Yeah.
It's like it's all about like stress and how it affects the body, and so he does. He travels all over the world and goes with these doctors and scientists and shit, and does all these insane things, and they kind of track and show what happens to the body and like how to like get himself out of that. Like he's got to swim in like 33-degree water for like in the ocean in like the Baltic Sea or some shit, like 250 yards, and then he's got to get out and like climb some crazy shit. It's pretty badass.
Jeez, dude.
And it pretty much shows like what the body is capable of. If the mind's there, the body will follow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it kind of goes in a circle. The mind follows the body, and the body follows the mind, which I think is another one of those.
wrapping us back around.
Wrapping us back around to
The health and wellness.
Health and wellness.
Health and
facility.
wellness. Seems like we can't avoid that one.
Boy, dude, it's so important. You feel so much better when you start taking care of it.
Yeah.
You know? Like, dude, I think the biggest fucking thing is sleeping, though.
Absolutely.
Like, if you get good sleep.
But it all goes in a circle, because what promotes that good sleep?
Activity,
Is the activity and the stress on your body that to wear you out at the proper time.
Yep.
Where people are like, oh, I'm staying up all day. It's like, all right, well, let's just, obviously there's some outliers, but it's like, let's look at what you did during the day.
Yeah.
And like, why would your body be tired?
Right.
You fucking sat around all day.
You didn't do
anything.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of goes to to swing back to the Liver King situation. Like, part of the reason that he was doing all these fucking roids was because he couldn't fucking sleep for shit because he's sleeping on the fucking board bed,
On the pallet bed.
which is fucking stupid because they didn't like caveman and fucking Native Americans and shit. They didn't fucking sleep on the fucking ground. They would build like a bed, like out of like leaves or fucking hay or moss and shit. So it's like to think that you should be sleeping on a fucking 2x4 is like
It's the stupidest
it's
thing
so
ever.
fucking stupid. And then that's gonna tank your testosterone, right? So like you're
So
not
then
getting
you gotta
sleep, so you're
supplement
fucking
it.
tired. Your
Right.
testosterone's
Yep.
fucking tanking.
Yeah.
And then you have this fucking ridiculous idea of like trying to just get all these followers and all this shit, and you're stressed the fuck out. Oh, dude, if I was that guy, he said he was making like $100 million a year through all his businesses. It's like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Like, cash out, sell it, and fucking ride
I'd
off
work
into the
1
sunset,
year if he's
dude.
making 100
Literally
million. I'd
work
work
1 year. Yeah.
Fuck, half a year.
No one's gonna hear
Quarter
from
of a-
me
I don't
ever
know.
again.
I don't know if he was making $100 million, but like
Yeah.
his businesses were doing. If you're making $2 million a year, like, fucking,
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Dude,
I
that
don't
is
know.
insane.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. But that's the
got greedy.
He did
He
get greedy.
got fucking greedy.
He saw what he could get away with, wanted a little bit more.
Yeah.
well,
and
he's
then,
trying to milk it.
but
Yeah,
I mean,
he was
you
trying to
just
milk
go
it
do
for sure.
I would do what fucking Saladino's doing. He's got his
That-
little Paul Carnivore
Yeah,
MD.
yeah, yeah.
He's fucking living in Costa Rica, surfing every day, hopping on the phone, talking about health and wellness, what he thinks you should eat.
So he also has a program, right? He's got this whole thing daily, and he seems like he's living. I mean, he's alone in the jungle. I don't know if he's got a chick or what his deal is.
Nah,
And
I don't
apparently
think
he
I
doesn't
don't-
brush his teeth ever, and like a bunch
He
of
doesn't
weird
brush his
shit.
teeth?
Actually, dude,
I don't know, some weird shit.
I don't think he.
Some people take these things.
I know,
Way
I
to
know.
Well,
the
here,
extreme.
okay. I was actually thinking about this the other day. Is like, he's like 40 something years old, and he's single. I think he had a girlfriend for a little bit, but you know, you got to think about like, what's an animal? What's a lion's main goal in life?
Breed
To breed, right?
100 times a
To
day.
reproduce. So, if you translate that to humans, like at the most basic primal level of what we're doing here, we're supposed to reproduce and have offspring. Now, if you're doing all these things and then that's like prohibiting you from breeding because chicks nowadays are like, dude, your fucking breath stinks. Like, are you actually the fucking most badass person? Like,
I don't know.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, there's got to be some sort of adaptation.
Do you think a lion cares about who he's reproducing with, what she smells like?
A lion.
Or vice versa? A lioness,
lion
does
is
a
like-
lioness care?
it's a female,
Yeah.
it's on.
That's yeah.
Because he's just trying to have his DNA pass on.
Yeah.
Breed. I don't know.
I don't know if we think that savagely. Maybe.
No, that's what I'm saying is I don't think we do. But like, if you were to strip away everything and be like, well, what's the, other than like personal mental health and like your body feeling good and stuff, like what is the goal of like looking good? You know what I mean? Like what's secondary stuff? Like other than just being healthy and like, feeling good and whatnot. Like secondary to all of that is like your appearance and how you are how you're being represented towards the opposite sex.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, you might look good, but then like when the females get closer, they're like, nah.
They're like,
Or they
"What's
get to
going on?"
know you and they're like, dog, this is too much. Like we
Yeah,
can't
they
even
take
go
it
out
too
and have a
far.
glass of wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can't even go out for dinner.
Yeah.
Like we gotta,
Well, there's got to be that balance.
we can't go hang out with friends because like,
Because
It's-
the food they eat is coming out of their pores and it's gonna leak into your eyeball.
Yeah.
or like the
and
water.
poison.
They don't have the like, they don't have fucking reverse osmosis water at their house. Like
Yeah,
we
dude.
can't go over there.
Yeah, don't do that, dude.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, everything in moderation, dude.
I know. It's
know,
good
people-
it's good to know all that stuff.
Yeah.
Though. I'm glad he's doing it because then you get to like learn. You're like, okay, that's
Yeah.
I'm doing everything 100% perfect. Like we're drinking the right water, eating the right food, like all that stuff. But then there's like also the other flip.
Yeah. And then you can like take everything that they say too with like bring it into your lifestyle and like see how it works for you. You don't have to like copy exactly what they're doing because you're just gonna drive yourself crazy too.
And understanding the society too. It's like, I get the idea of going all the way to the purest and rawest, but that's not what the world is right now. Dude.
Yeah. It's
Like
true.
we're literally talking on camera. Like they didn't do that then.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's a different world that like won't accommodate to that necessarily, unless you're
Right.
gonna go live in the jungle like
Yeah, exactly.
Paul Saladino. And
He needs to find himself like this literally the same version of type of like girl version though.
exactly, and he's one of one, so he's gonna
Yeah.
have. It's gonna take him a long time to find that other one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Damn.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I do feel good though when I eat a lot of meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you done a carnivore thing?
I've been pretty
Carnivore
heavy
steak?
on meat. The problem though is if you do heavy meat and then you start to eat anything else other than that, like, because you eat a ribeye and that's gonna, if you eat like a pound of ribeye meat, that's probably gonna be like 1,100 calories
Yeah.
because it's got so much fat and shit in it.
True.
So like then if you throw like anything else around it, like all of a sudden your calories are just going through the fucking roof,
yeah.
and then it's like, So like if you do that,
Then what happens?
then you fucking just bulk.
Dude, that's fine though. Bulking?
Are you bulking?
Bulking season always,
bulking.
dude. Yeah.
What's your workout regimen?
My workout regimen? I don't know. dude.
That
It's
gnarly?
tough. No, not gnarly at all. Not gnarly enough. I just go when I can, dude.
I know, but like, what kind of exercises?
Oh, what kind of exercises? Recently, I've been switching it up. I used
Buys,
to.
tries, thighs, and
that's what I used to do. Like college, it was like no BS. It was like, all right, today's like chest and tries. Next day's back and buys. Then it's squats.
Purely for looks.
Purely for looks. No, didn't care how I could move. It was just like, let's get big and strong.
Yeah.
But now it's like, dude, when you do that for a while, you feel strong, but you also your joints don't feel right. Like you're not training as an athlete. You're training as like a bodybuilder. And I'm like you guys, I was an athlete my whole life. So it's like, you got to bring in those types of like movements that like combine everything and like that you're actually going to use every day, not just like laying on a bench press, like benching. So recently I've been doing way more like kettlebell work, like full body, like thruster type of stuff, like squats right into overhead press, like things like that. And like burpees. The row machine I've been ripping the row machine.
That's a good
That's
one.
really good. Like I've been doing a lot of superset stuff. So like I'll row and then go right into my next workout doing something else and then right back to the row machine and just do like 4 or 5 sets of that.
Yeah.
So I've been doing like way more high volume stuff rather than just like boring basic reps and sets.
Yeah.
And I've been really enjoying that.
Have you ever done this? I think it's called the skier one, where you like pull down the
this
cable.
thing?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Have you ever done that?
I've never, no.
Yeah, and that thing
I've
looks
seen it.
kinda sick.
Yeah.
I've never done it, but it looks like
I've
it would
done
fuck you up.
It's a beast.
You've done it, yeah.
But still, the beast of all beasts is the assault bike.
Assault bike is crazy.
Oh, fuck. Usually because it's mixed into like a circuit,
Right. Yeah.
and it's either at the end of it or
Yeah.
positioned right where you don't want it to be.
Yeah, exactly.
When you're not like freshest, like, oh,
Yeah.
all right, you get 45-second break, and then you go straight into assault. It's like
Yeah.
after you do everything, then hit the assault for 45 seconds.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
How do you guys feel about like just body resistant stuff, like just push-ups and air squats and fucking pull-ups and chin-ups and all that kind of shit?
I love it. I think it's I think that's like the basics. And, like that's what my grandpa does. That's what like everyone. I think you can do that and stay in shape for the rest of your life. Like I don't think you even need that much weight training stuff. Like, and you can be super. Like you see some of those calisthenic dudes that are like famous for doing that, and it's all body weight stuff, and they are shredded.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's athletic.
That's
and,
all you have to move around is your
Yeah,
body.
exactly.
Unless you're doing some sport where you gotta push a 300-pound lineman, or you
Right.
gotta wrestle somebody, or
Right.
you gotta do something like that. But if you're not doing sport, like specifically like that, you can, I mean, between push-ups, squats, you can do so much body, like your legs,
Yeah.
box jumps, side lunges, like so much different conditioning for your
Yep.
legs.
Single leg stuff too.
Pull-ups,
That makes it so much
This,
harder.
all
Yeah.
these different things
Yeah.
without a single weight, and you can get, and then you go and run,
Yeah.
which is the natural human thing. Then you go and swim, so you work out all these muscles that you've been training. You can get absolutely fucking shredded and super good shape, never having gone to a gym.
Yeah.
I feel like the
It's just
mind
tough,
body.
though,
100%.
to
It is
do all
tough.
that
It is
without
tough to do that.
having to,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I feel like when you do like the push-ups and the pull-ups and all that kind of shit, I feel like there's like a deeper like mind-body connection.
Oh yeah,
And rather than just doing bench press, it's like, oh, I'm just pushing like all this like external weight. Where
Yeah.
like if you're doing pull-ups, I feel like your body clicks into a different mode where it's like, this is like survival shit. Like I have to be able to do this.
Yeah.
So then I don't know. To me, it builds out all the nerves and like the fucking
Yeah.
connections to everything way quicker, and your body just feels like I need to do this
Yeah.
to
sure.
survive. I don't know if that's true. That's just how I feel, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
it's a natural movement. So, like your neural connections or transmitters, whatever, are like this is, you know what I mean? Like this,
Right.
it's all part of you. So you're
Everyday
doing
movement
that
type of stuff.
is like, I feel like really deepening the roots of like being able to, I don't know, operate, move.
Yeah.
Yeah, the interesting thing is if you can like incorporate working out into like your daily routine, where maybe it's not necessarily like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go work out right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna like, I don't know, for instance, like I'll go on a walk when I'm with Taryn. We'll walk and I'll do like, it's like a 2-mile walk, and the dog will run it around and shit, but I'll just do 100 push-ups throughout the walk, and I'll do 100 air squats throughout the walk. And like throughout 2 miles, it's not that strenuous.
Yeah.
But if you do that like every day for like 2 weeks, like all of a sudden you've done, 1,400 push-ups
Yeah.
and 1,400 air squats.
Yeah.
And you're just like, whoa.
Yeah.
It doesn't, in the moment though, it doesn't feel like, and sometimes I'll do 200 push-ups and 200 squats, and you're like, okay, I did that.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel like 45 minutes of just like hardcore weight training.
Yeah.
So it's like way more approachable,
Right.
Yep.
which then allows you to be a little bit more consistent. It makes it easier to be consistent, I think.
I think the big thing, obviously, that there was specifics about concentrating the time of like working out and training is to like be able to really consistently overload the muscle. Like if I want to be super fast, so I want to spend as much time to make sure that I get everything done. And it's like time constraints. Like, oh, I only have a few minutes
Yeah.
in the morning to work out. Otherwise, I'm sitting at a desk all day.
Yeah.
Like, that's usually how it was for our parents' generation. Like, a lot of people weren't, I mean, I don't know. Seems like it was a time constraint of like, all right, I got to get it in now because throughout the day I'm not going to be able to go outside and do 10 push-ups and do this, and they don't
Totally.
have the like consistent mindset to be like, all right, hold on, let me go outside when I'm in the middle of a fucking 8-hour workday.
Right.
For me, it's like if you don't work, or at least if I don't work out for, I don't know, a week or a week and a half, 2 weeks, like if I slip out of the consistent working out routine and then I try to go hit it hard, like weights and shit, then I'll get super sore. And then and then I won't work out for like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
So like this, doing 100 push-ups throughout the day, which doesn't overload the muscle, but you're still working the muscles. Then you just slowly build up, and then you can start to condense the time frame in which you're doing the push-ups or the air squats or the pull-ups or whatever. And then, a week goes by and all of a sudden you've done, 7 days, 700 push-ups, and you're not sore. And then it's like, now I have this little foundation that I can work off of it, and I can go hit the gym, and I'm not going to be so fucking sore to the point where I'm not going to work out for 4 days.
Right. Yeah, and that's just the consistency thing too.
Yeah.
Like how it's like you need to just stay consistent. Like if you don't do it for a week and then you're sore for 3 days, so you don't work out for 3 days, and then you go it's like you just need, as long as you keep on doing those things, even if it's nothing for 30 minutes, like just to get started. But yeah, you need to like keep doing it, like keep moving.
Which is like a big thing with which I've slowly started moving into the not so much regimented training every single, like this day is this day this. It's like every day do something, because what I have noticed is there will be times where like, okay, I'm gonna train these days, and then these days I'm gonna be off, and then you off, and then the next day you're supposed to go back, something comes up, now you've been off 3 days, now you're off 4 days, now you're off 5 days, now you slip into this, I got shit, I'm busy, I'll get back to it, versus just like every day I'm gonna go run today, I'm gonna try and do, if I have time I'm gonna do it, because then you're gonna get busy and shit's gonna come up.
Right.
And then that progressive overload is just like consistent, like you said. Just like every day something's going on. You're constantly training your body. It might not be blowing your biceps or your quads out every day, but every day your body is moving. So overall health is definitely benefiting. You may not look like a bodybuilder, but who gives a fuck about looking like a bodybuilder?
Yeah, as long as you can move and do the things you want to do. Yeah. That's literally all that matters.
Once you reach 22 or 25 years old, you realize you don't want to look like a bodybuilder, right? Yeah, once you get out of your young 20s, you're like, I don't give a fuck how I look.
Literally, once you leave college.
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty interesting stuff. I think Marcus is a guy that has a gym here locally in Cardiff, and is just like, I don't know. He's a fucking knowledgeable
he is a fucking
motherfucker
guru when it comes to fitness.
He always talks about like having like a kind of like your personal baseline foundation for fitness, and then like, if you're gonna go on a surf trip, then maybe a month out you start to ramp it up, and you maybe start, say you're running 5 miles a week, maybe you start running 8 to 10 miles a week, and for the first week of your like a little mini training phase, or snowboard season, like anytime it's like in the fall, and I've worked out with him, you can tell like that he mentally is getting prepared for snowboard season, because he's like highly focused on legs, highly focused on core. You're like not doing that much arm shit, but your legs are fucked after a workout with him. And he's like, he's just constantly, you might not even be going snowboarding, but he's like, got to get ready for winter.
You don't even snowboard.
Yeah, but
like Marcus too.
Yeah, but I like that idea of like having like a baseline, because dude, to continuously kill yourself all year round, it's like, it can fucking wear on you. But to have like a consistent, achievable foundation of fitness, and then, all right, we got a surf trip in June, like let's fucking ramp it up. Like let's start surfing more, let's start paddling, swimming, more core, legs, the whole deal. That's kind of a cool idea, is to train for like little phases in your life.
Yeah, the burnout is real, because you try and go hard. That's why that's why people fail with like these, I'm going to train for 30 fucking days so I can get fit for summer or shit like that. It's because that's like not sustainable. You can't just go and do this unless you're a professional athlete and you're training and being paid, and you have your trainer, and all you do all day is do that.
Yeah.
There's no way most people can go out and train like that every single day and have it sustainable throughout the year. But like you said, the basic, just being active every single day, eating good, doing your little program of this, and this, And then when it comes time to season for whatever your season is, or maybe you are going on a trip, but you're already in pretty good shape and you want to just tone up your abs a little bit.
Yeah, hell yeah. Spring break.
Some shit like that, it's attainable.
Yeah.
But when you go from 0 to try and be a hero, you're going to burn out. And after that trip, you're going to go right back to being a little potato.
Yeah, it's so true. It's like diets. Nobody ever lasts with their diets when they're like these strict, crazy things.
If everyone was
I can't
so
eat
good.
That. Yeah.
If they were all so good, they're like, you would only need one, or they
Right.
would be around forever. But
Exactly.
every single one comes and goes like the wind.
Yeah.
But the one that has stuck around is just eating natural foods, unprocessed shit. Like that is literally the only thing you
things
need
that
to do.
give you energy and make you feel good, not like sticking to something that somebody wrote down that might not even work for you. Might be bad for you. You might not like be able to eat keto because of a body something. Like,
Exactly.
You just need to figure out what works for you and have it be sustainable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. These are all points we're gonna have on our whiteboard of the.
I think there's some sort of legal aspect to this that we should say we're not health experts.
Should we preface all that?
Do we need to how they?
What we do.
You know how they always put up like this is not medical advice.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
definitely not medical advice. Honestly, we don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
No.
This is just based off of our own experience.
Works for us.
Own lives, own experience,
Yeah.
and how we've been healthy during the parts of our lives,
Yeah.
and what works, what doesn't work.
All right. Well, I think we'll wrap it up there.
Yeah,
There you go.
it's a good.
This is for people that are
wondering who the guy is
just-
in the purple.
yeah.
Who's the freak in the corner?
This is Drew. He's one of the guys that works with us, and tell everybody where you're from.
Yeah.
Oh man, born and raised North Jersey, New Jersey, but came here from Cape Cod, Massachusetts. My mom moved up there 8 or 9 years ago, so East Coast guy.
Yep.
But just moved out here 6 months ago with my girlfriend Julia, and my sister lives out here. She's lived out in California for like a while. She went to college at USC and lived up in SF for a little bit, and then came down here kind of right before COVID. So yeah, I'm out here now.
And then, how did you? How did you working with us? How did that all happen?
So Julia and I came here before we moved here. We rented out here for like 3 months just to test it out to see if we would like it, and we went to Bump a few times, and we were like, damn, that place was really good. Like, I love how simple it was, and blah, blah, blah. Like, how everybody says when they come in the shop. Like, everyone says the same stuff. It's like, this is genius. It's so simple. What a great business. So then when we moved out here, we were, like, trying to find coffee places to go.
Speaking of fitness, Wolfie knows that he's got to run sprints in the afternoon.
It's zoomy o'clock right now for Wolfie.
Fucking Wolfie, take your collar off, bud. You choked out.
Thing's a little tight.
He's just got a big neck roll. He's got a lot of skin there.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to
Anyway, so when we came back here and actually moved, we were looking for coffee places to go, and we kind of like forgot about Bump, and then stumbled upon it. And we're like, holy shit, that was that place with the empanadas and the coffee. So we came back, and then just kind of for the first like week or two, basically went to Bump like almost every day. And I came out here not really with the biggest plan of what I was going to do. So saw you guys like in and out of the shop, and like seemed like everyone that was working there was just super cool, and everyone was always joking around and shooting the shit and like having a good time when someone would come in the shop. So, and I saw like almost kind of the grander scheme of like the brand of Bump, and I just really liked that. So I walked in one day, saw Ryan, was like, hey, you guys hiring? And that was the end of that. Yeah.
Awesome.
It's been great ever since.
Cool.
Yeah.
based on what you said, you saw, and then now being a part of it,
Yeah.
is it what you expected?
Yeah, for sure. It's like, yeah, I definitely remember saying to Julie even, I was like, I don't know, like they're building a brand. Like you can tell, everyone can kind of tell like with what you guys are doing, and definitely being part of the team, like even this new podcast thing, like it's just like you guys said, I forget who I was talking to, but it was like, we want to be like a combination of like Red Bull and like Ruka and like all those types of like businesses that create like lifestyles and things like that, and create that a brand around that. And yeah, like being part of the team, I can totally see that is like what you guys are shooting for. And the things that we're doing every day, even with the community and stuff, like there's no other businesses really that are doing what you guys are doing, like so much in the community, like bringing everybody together and like with like-minded people and stuff like that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's actually really cool to hear it from somebody else, because Ryan and I have been, you know, talking amongst ourselves for the last fucking 9 years about what we want to do, and then it's really like it like energizes me to hear somebody talk about it in a way that we would talk about it, but like we haven't I mean, you know, obviously in meetings and whatnot, we'll like try to convey like what we're trying to do, but the fact that you kind of saw it before you were a part of the team is, it just feels good that we're like, what we're trying to do is what's coming across to the public, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It totally, like, it didn't, because I wasn't even really interested in, like, getting a job at a coffee shop, you know? Like, it doesn't seem like a dead-end barista job, you know? Like, that's not what it is. So that's kind of what
Are you saying barista jobs are dead ends?
No, barista jobs are whatever you want to make them. But I'm just saying.
Because of the culture that coffee has been for so long.
Right, yeah.
It gives you this idea that, like, it's like a stepping stone. You go and work there for a bit, or you become a head barista or manager, whatever.
Yeah.
But for the most part, unless you're into coffee, you're going to move on.
Exactly, yeah.
I think the cool thing about everybody on the team right now is, like, everybody is a coffee drinker, in the sense that, like, everybody likes to drink coffee, and everybody likes high quality stuff. Like, Robbie he's gonna drive down to Cabo, and he's asking me, like, oh, where should I go eat? And he's already got his, you know, reservation at this restaurant. So, like, we're all, and I know everybody else is like that, in the sense that we all like high quality stuff, but we also like, you know, we're not fucking snobs about everything.
Right. Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, it's cool to be around everybody on the team, and like be able to connect on not just coffee, but like other life shit. Like the fact that you come over here and do a fucking ice cold plunge or whatever with with Ryan before I even get here is like is pretty fucking cool. You know? Yeah. But yeah, man, thanks for sharing, and thanks for sitting in.
Happy to sit.
I think you'll probably be a reg.
Oh, that'd be sick.
I think we might have to get another mic for you.
Dude, yeah, we might need a mic. If I get a mic, dude.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
We might have to hold off giving him a mic.
I mean,
might not be able to get rid of me if you get me a mic, dude.
How do we feel about the handheld mics?
I think it's great.
I think they're funny.
They're cool.
Yeah.
They look really good. They look proper.
I don't know. I don't know. I fucking researched a bunch, and I'm so honestly, this was not the top podcast mic.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck though. They look sick.
They look sick.
They're cool.
That's half the battle.
And the one thing that got me on these are Electro Voice 635L, which is L stands for long, so it's got like a longer handle. One of the key things about them was that they're rugged and durable, and like it's one of those things they haven't changed the design since like the 60s, because it's just so fucking durable. Yeah. Anyway, so I just envisioned us traveling and being in the desert and this shit falling on the ground, and I want it to fucking work, and like it's just fucking steel, and so
Good.
But real basic setup. We got a fucking PodTrack P4, iPhone 14, and a couple mics, and the P4 just feeds right into the iPhone, and so real easy. But yep, it's gonna be the end of the second episode of the Bump Coffee podcast, and I guess it was all about health and wellness.
Pretty much.
Health, wellness.
A little bit of Russia, a little bit of liver, a little bit of Liver King.
Some ancestral tenants in there, but other than that.
Oh man.
We'll see you guys on the next run.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Shoo.